so-and-so. Today's project is a really simple project, mainly for our American customers overseas. Hello everyone in America. And it's to give you practice using the overlocker. Now I've got a Janome 9300D, but any overlocker is going to be good. This one I really like because it's sturdy like myself, and works really well when you give it a bit of stick. Okay, so the project today then, I hear you ask, what is it? Is really tailored for, again, the American audience, but also people over here. I'm a shooter, like a lot of our American friends overseas, and when I put my guns in the safe, they'll bash together and some of the stocks get scratched. So there's a thing called a gun sock, which is exactly what it says on the tin. It is a sock for your gun. Now I have an air rifle here to help demonstrate what we're talking about. We're just going to get a nice stretchy piece of fabric, whether that's jersey or lycra, and make a really big sock. And once you've made it, you slip it over your rifle like this, very simple. And then when you put it away and it bangs against the inside of your rifle cabinet or your safe or another rifle, it doesn't get scratched. It's got a bit of protection, especially with the lycra fabrics, because they're so rubbery. They've got a little bit of bounce to them, so you can bounce it off the case, the safe, and it'll be nice and protected. So this project aims to give us a little practice using our overlocker. So let's get started. So what do we need for the project? All we need is one piece of fabric. Again, like I say, it doesn't matter whether it's jersey or whether it's a lycra, but make it quite a heavy fabric. You want it protected to protect the rifle from bouncing off of things. So the thicker the better, the heavier the fabric the better. With your piece of fabric, how large do we need to cut it? Well, if you measure from the bottom of the pistol grip to the top of the body of the rifle, that should be double that, and that should be the width of your piece of fabric, and the length of your piece of fabric needs to be just a couple of inches, a couple or 3 inches longer than the actual rifle, just to give a little bit of bulk fabric at the bottom to protect the bottom of the rifle. And also we need some seam allowance. If you don't know what the dimensions are, say you're making this for your friend, a husband, wife, you know, then make it around about 50 inches long and make it about 12 inches from top to bottom. So when we fold it over, we've got around about a 6-inch sock. With the seam allowance, it's probably going to be about 5 inches. But that'll fit most sporting rifles. So that should make our project a really nice gift for someone. Okay, so what are the differences between our overlocker and our normal machine? Well, I think first off you can see we've got 4 lots of thread at the back, and I've coloured them so we can see what happens. But it loops itself and ties itself to allow us a stretchable sewing stitch, but it also binds the edge as you sew along. Another difference is you can't raise the foot in a traditional, like you would in a traditional sewing machine. It's very much sprung loaded, and also if we look in here, there's a cutting blade. Before it binds the edge, it trims the fabric to the right size and then binds it to prevent any fraying. Okay, so step 1 on our project today, the gun sock, is to fold our fabric in half lengthwise and line up the corners, and then with the folded edge in first, lift up the foot so it's in under the teeth dogs, so as you put your foot down on the pressel, it will pull the fabric in and start sewing. And be careful, because that blade means if you get it wrong, it's going to bite chunks of your fabric off. Which is why we're going to start with this simple project. Nice straight sewing, nice and easy. You'll see it goes pretty rapid as well. When you switch it on. When we come to the corner, you can't leave the needle in the project and lift the foot up and then turn the project round. Here we're going to have to guide it round and make a curved corner. We're not looking for a nice 90-degree angle, we're looking for more of a curve, which will assist us because we can't do that putting the needle in the work and lifting the presser foot off the work. So after you've done the corner, we just want to do the long edge of the project. Pull your sock in, right side out, and fold back the upper end. So it looks like the end of a sleeve. Once you've done that, fold half of it back again. So what we're going to do now is we have to be quite accurate with our sewing, is because we've folded this over, folded it back, we are going to use the overlocker to hem this edge, but we've got to remember there's a blade there, so we don't want to take our work too close to it, otherwise it will cut a hole in the end of our work. So I'll show you what I mean. So to get started, we're going to lift our foot at the front and line up the edge of our folds with the blade. Obviously not close enough for it to cut, but right up to the edge so that both needles can do their work of tying up the seam. Take your time, take it in little steps. It is quite fiddly, especially with sausage fingers. And just roll around a little bit at a time. And here we go, our finished product. A very long sock. Hopefully it will contain your rifle or your sporting gun. I'm going to see if it will fit mine. I think you'll agree that's a wonderful fit. What a great little project to make for someone or yourself. It's very simple and great practice to have a go of the overlocker. If you don't have an overlocker, it doesn't matter, you can still use your normal sewing machine. It might give you an opportunity to use a bit of twin needle or some zigzag, just to make sure that the stitching doesn't tear when the fabric is stretched. That's the beauty of the overlocker. It's brilliant, does everything all in one. Absolutely fantastic. But anyway, thanks for watching Dizzy Sew and Sew. I hope your projects go as well as mine. Feel free to watch my other videos here, and if you like the channel, please subscribe. I'll see you next time.